Missy's behavior is getting worse, and in her return in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, she secretly explains why. The Young Sheldon finale not only marked the end of Sheldon's childhood, but also the collective story of his family in Texas. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage shifted the focus of its storytelling to its titular couple, with the rest of the McAllisters rounding up the supporting cast. However, since The Big Bang Theory spin-off is still set in Medford, bringing some familiar faces from Young Sheldon is not only possible, it's almost mandatory. For context, Young Sheldon's cancellation wasn't because of the lack of interest from the public. Instead, it simply reached its natural endpoint. However, while that was true for Sheldon, the prequel left many untold stories for the remainder of his family, including his twin sister. After years of being ignored, young Sheldon was already starting to give her something to do, and that manifested via Missy's rebellion arc. A near-death experience made her promise that she would finally change, but in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, she is back to her old ways, and arguably, even getting worse. George's death has undoubtedly restarted Missy's new phase of lashing out. The Young Sheldon finale highlighted how Sheldon's family dealt with the unexpected loss so differently. Mary clung tighter to her faith, Georgie went on autopilot, and Sheldon was so stunted, he started repressing his grief. Meanwhile, Missy became more irritable and mercurial than ever. Although that restarted her bad habits, something else entirely motivates her to behave worse. Missy doesn't directly say it to anyone who could do something about her situation, but she doesn't. Instead, she slips up during her intense argument with her short-lived partner, Todd. While they're in a shouting match, Missy tells him that he should know better because he's older. Granted that Todd isn't much older than she is, and that point doesn't exonerate her from her own mistakes, it exposes her continued need for an adult in her life. Because Missy was ignored by her parents for years, she has had to navigate so many of her growing pains alone. It doesn't help that Georgie's mom is also struggling with her grief over losing George and getting separated from Sheldon, hence why she can't provide Missy that support that she needs. Unfortunately, Missy's situation is only going to get worse moving forward in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. She may not have pushed through with her shotgun wedding, but she is bound to make a lot of more mistakes, per the Big Bang Theory canon. Even as she becomes a full adult and mellows out on her angst, she is set up for failure romantically, at least for her first marriage. The good thing is that older Sheldon's narration in Young Sheldon confirmed that after the events of the Big Bang Theory, she would eventually remarry and have a better life.